You have no timeouts left. You are down by 2, and there's 22 seconds left on the clock. And you run the ball? Well, that's exactly what TCU did against the Baylor Bears in 2022. On the surface, it looked extremely chaotic.
Third down, another run. DeMercado.
Got to get on the field.
Yeah, he got a hustle here, a run, and now it's a total scramble. Emergency mode for the unbeaten Horned Frogs. Hypnotoad in a hurry. Griffin Kell for the win. TCU is undefeated still. Wow! Unreal!
But what appeared reactionary was actually rehearsed. They had practiced that over and over and over again. So when it came time to execute, there was no panic. Simply pause. Do what you had practiced and prepared to do and go execute. And that's exactly what they did. And they nailed the game-winning field goal. Oddly enough, this is exactly how Paul tells us that we should live our life according to what he says in Colossians chapter 4, verses 5 and 6, when he says, "Be wise toward outsiders and make the most of every opportunity." So the question is, how do we do that? How do we make the most of every opportunity? The Greek there in "make the most," it literally means redeem the time. It means to walk with our ears open, with our eyes open, and being spiritually alert. Don't get me wrong, that sounds great, but how do we do that? Well, Paul tells us. He says, be wise. Now, we today, in our context, our wisdom, if you will, our intellect tells us that wisdom is gained through studying. So we have to study everything and know every possible response. And it's like, I don't have the time nor the capacity to do that. But that's not what Paul's talking about. When he says be wise, he's talking about a different kind of wisdom, not earthly wisdom. He's talking about wisdom that comes from above. James chapter 1, verse 5 says that if you want wisdom, you ask for it. Proverbs chapter 8 says the wisdom that comes from above is older than the earth. He created wisdom before he created the foundations of the earth. So there's two types of wisdom, and they're fighting each other. There's the wisdom that you study and that you cram into your intellect. We try to bring God down and fight him through that. That's not what Paul's talking about. Paul's talking about not wisdom that you study, but wisdom that you discern. That's spiritual, that comes from God. And the only way that we get that is by staying connected to him. So how do we do that? Well, we make it a habit. We practice it, if you will. So I want you to continue to reinforce this habit. Today, all you have to do is when you walk out, ask God, what do you want me to notice today? Who do you want me to notice today? And when he brings someone to your attention, ask him, what do you want me to know about this person? Notice things like body language. Listen to what they're saying. When we listen to people, when we observe people, then we're in a position to respond according to the wisdom that we ask for from the Holy Spirit. Again, the more we practice this, the more it's going to feel less chaotic, the more like a kingdom moment that God has perfectly positioned us and specifically positioned us for. The more we walk in that, the more that every moment becomes ripe for Jesus to work through you to connect people back to him.